Hi, welcome to RCs Cocina, coming to you live from Austin, Texas. So today I am actually making some incredibly yummy fish tacos. This is a super simple recipe. I actually created the recipe myself. It is Texas style fish tacos. I want to show you. Come on over and let me show you what we're doing. So we are starting with our ingredients. We're gonna make some fire roasted salsa with all this good stuff going on. We have jalapenos, we have serranos, poblanos. These are called green tomatillos. They're used to make salsa, and you can also use them to make a green chili. We have fresh garlic, fresh tomatoes, avocado, lime, onion. And then we have chopped cauliflower. We're actually gonna make a mix of a rice, cauliflower, lime, cilantro rice. We've got our spices. We're using comino, which is a cumin, sea salt, pepper, fresh garlic, always lots of garlic, organic tomatoes, cilantro, and then this spice is a chipotle chili sauce. I'm going to show you how to make the fish topping made out of a light dairy sour cream. And then this is my master spice here, all things sazon. So sazon is used in Mexican recipes, and I like to use this sazon because it is a low sodium spice, and if you use sazon on your meat, you do not want to use salt because it already has a little bit of salt in it, but it's a low sodium version. And then for our fish, I like to use basa fish, and the reason I like to use it is it stays fluffy. So come on over here, let me show you. We've got the pan firing up. So you want to fire up your pan pretty hot. We've got our chilies roasting. I'm going to show you how we're going to make the salsa. Once your pan is fired up, you want to spray it just with a little bit of avocado oil. Remember, I don't cook with a lot of oils. You want to turn your heat down because you've been firing up your pan for about 300 degrees. Turn it down. And anytime you're sauteing anything, you always want to saute your garlic and your onions first. If you do that first, it's going to give it a great flavor for all of your dishes that you're making, okay? So we're going to do a little bit of saute. And remember, your pan's already super hot, so your garlic's going to crisp really fast. Now, we have been marinating the basa fish in a lime juice. We've been marinated in that sazon, that spice that I showed you, cilantro, a little bit of garlic, pepper. And we're just going to throw it right in there. And we're going to add a little bit of the juice. Not too much. You don't want it too juicy. We're going to cook it on high heat and let it cover for about 10 minutes. You want to actually turn your heat on a medium. We'll let that sit for a little bit, and we're going to actually start our salsa. So I have actually already cooked the green tomatillos. This is a green tomato. Again, it's used for salsa. And our chilies. And I'm gonna come on over here. Our chilies have been roasting. So you wanna fire roast your chilies really nicely for about 15 minutes on high heat. And the reason you wanna fire roast them is I like all of that, that roasted flavor in my salsa. Now, when you roast them for 15 minutes, they're gonna come right off the core. You don't need to cut them. You just wanna take them right off the core. And remember, depending on the spice, you want to add serranos or you can add just jalapenos. I'm going to add some serranos today because we are having friends over and all of our friends love my spicy food. You want to put it in just whole. They're nice and soft, ready to get roasted. You'll throw your tomatoes in. The good thing about these tomatoes is you don't need to cut the ends off. You just throw them in like they are. And then I'm actually going to throw in a serrano because we're going to make this stuff hot. Okay, great. And then we're gonna add a little bit of sea salt. This is Himalayan sea salt, just a little pinch goes a long way. We're gonna add fresh garlic. And everything in our house is all about garlic, so it's good. We're gonna add fresh cilantro and a pinch of comino. And then we are gonna add about a half a can of tomatoes. Now, you can add more tomatoes, and then you want to add a little bit of water to your salsa so it blends. And we are ready to blend that up. I actually love my Vitamix. If you don't have a Vitamix in the kitchen, you want to use it for cooking. It's great. We want to blend it. Now, we don't want to make it too watery, so we want to do a low blend. You see how the chilies are really nice and thick? You want to keep them thick, so you want to do a low blend so your salsa doesn't turn out too watery. Just give it a little blend and then turn it off. I want you to look at the consistency of this salsa. So I used to have my salsa in stores in H-E-B in Austin, and we stopped bottling that a few years ago, but see how nice and thick it is? Delicious. Now that our salsa is done, we're gonna give it a little bit of a taste. Oh my gosh, perfect. Ooh, that is hot. I love my stuff hot. Now our fish has been cooking here on high heat. You can see how it's starting to steam. Now, you'll understand why I like to use the basa fish. See how nice and thick it is? It's not so thick like a cod, where it's so thick that it's hard to cook. This is super, super easy. You want to give it one toss. Only one, okay? You don't want to toss it too much, because if you toss it too much, it's going to fall apart. And while it's actually cooking, you're going to turn it on high heat again, now that you've got your fish steaming, and we're gonna let it sit there in high heat. Now, I made my black beans yesterday. Now remember, if you've watched my cooking show before, you'll know you want to use fresh black beans. This is the bag, and you want to follow the directions exactly on the back of the bag. They take about 2 or 3 hours, so I always like to make them the night before. And also, I make usually double the black beans. I'll make a big pot, and then I freeze them for the week. They're great. Okay, so while our fish is cooking, we're gonna actually start sauteing our cauliflower to make our cauliflower rice. This is good stuff. For our cauliflower, we're gonna add again a little bit of avocado oil, not too much because we want to steam it. Same concept here. You want to add some garlic. I put garlic in everything. It's just so good for your body. And then you want to, I want you to see what this fish is looking like. It's just delicious. Like, my husband does not like seafood at all, and he loves my fish tacos. This basa fish is nice and fluffy and light. You want to cook it for about 5 more minutes. When it's about white skin like this, you always want to make sure that it's not too pink. You see how it's white in the middle? That means that it's almost done. So now that it's almost done, we're actually going to cover it, and we're going to let it sit because it'll finish cooking itself in the heat. This is a fun recipe. So most of you all know I love to cook healthy, and sometimes when you eat too much starch, too much rice, it's not as healthy as you think it is. So today I'm actually going to do a cauliflower white rice mix, which is going to help get rid of that starchy flavor in the rice. We're just going to cook it on high heat over there. Okay, come on over here. This recipe takes a little longer because I really want you to get the sense for the flavor. So I am using a Daisy Light sour cream. You can also use a Greek yogurt. If you don't want to use sour cream, you can use Greek yogurt. This spice I actually buy at Whole Foods. It's called chipotle chili spice. It's got a rich flavor. I'm going to actually spice it with chipotle. I'm going to give it a squeeze of lime and your sour cream. This will give you some pizzazz to your sour cream so that you're not just doing plain sour cream. And your guests will love this topping on your fish. Yummy, yummy. All right, now come on over here. I want to show you while the rice is cooking, or while the cauliflower is cooking, I want to show you how to what we're doing with our tacos. So this is our final fish taco product. So you see how the basa is nice and thick, rich flavors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually top the fish with this chipotle sour cream sauce. And I've actually sauteed some cabbage. This is barely sauteed for about 2 or 3 minutes on the stove, not raw. I'm going to add a little bit of Oaxaca cheese, which is a Mexican version cheese. I'm going to add some avocado and some tomatoes. And then, of course, my famous Spicy Mama salsa topped right on top. And those are our fish tacos. I guarantee you, your guests will love you if you make these tacos. They're very easy. We're pairing our fish tacos today with a nice Pinot Noir. This is a light red wine, which is nice, a little chilled. And we've already got our black beans going. Let's actually finish up with our rice. I want to show you how to make the rice. Come on over here. So I steamed some white rice beforehand, and you want to use a pressure cooker. And as you can see, the rice is nice and fluffy here. Now I just steamed it with water. There's nothing in it, no salt. Just do a little bit of water. When it's cooked like this, come on over here, we're actually going to add our lime and our cilantro. So we love lots of lime in our family. If you guys like the chipotle cilantro lime rice, this is similar to that, and it'll taste delicious. You want to squeeze about a lime and a half in there. And remember, you've got your cauliflower cooking over here. You just want to saute it, very light saute. You see how it's nice and sauteed? I'm going to actually add it to my rice and mix it all together. That is delicious. A little bit of sea salt, a little bit of pepper, and the rest of the cilantro. We love cilantro in our home. And there you've got your cilantro white lime rice with your fish tacos. So come on over and take a final look. Delicious. We are doing a pairing of the cilantro lime, the black beans, and there is the final product. These are very fresh, very healthy, very low calories. So I hope you enjoyed our cooking show today in RC's Cocina. Join me tomorrow. We are on the last week of our reset week. For week 7, we're going to be talking on all things recharging you, how important it is to recharge you. So I'll be on Facebook Live tomorrow on President's Day at 12:30 p.m. for 15 minutes of reset. Enjoy your family today.